I told you it was not just about abortion. I told you birth control was on the chopping block next. And this right here is the alarm bell that everyone should be listening to, because it might not seem like a big deal to you now, but oh buddy, should it be, and I'm gonna tell you why. There's a case that just went up in front of the Fifth Circuit. Judge Matthew Kaczmarek's court specifically, and if you don't know who Matthew Kaczmarek is, he has a history of making anti-choice, anti-reproductive freedom rulings. This is the same judge that ruled that mifepristone, the abortion medication, should not have gotten FDA approval. The result of that is this summer, the Supreme Court, who has taken a case about abortion pills, is going to decide whether or not they're going to restrict abortion medication, which accounts for over 50% of all abortions in the entire country. So even if you live in a blue state, this affects you. Matthew Kaczmarek ruled that a Texas father has the right to deny his daughter access to birth control, holding that Title X does not override a parent's right to consent to their teenagers obtaining contraceptives. This has to do with the case Deanda v. Becerra. So this is a parental consent law. That's what he's ruling on, that a parent has to consent to their minors getting birth control. And that might not seem like a big deal to you, but it is, because this is exactly the kind of stepping stone that was used to ban abortion. When the Supreme Court ruled on Roe v. Wade and made abortion a constitutionally protected right in their ruling, one of the first ways that people started to restrict abortion was through parental consent laws. That meant if you were a minor, you had to have your parents' consent to access abortion, which has a lot of problems attached to it. Say you're someone who was assaulted by your parent, and you then have to get your abuser's permission to get the care that you need. Or if you are someone who does not want to become a parent as a teenager, but you have parents who do not approve, you no longer have a choice in the matter. It takes bodily autonomy away from teenagers, and that is not okay. But what this also did was create judicial bypass, which means there are instances where minors would have to present in front of a judge to get a judge's permission to get an abortion because their parents would not give them permission. This is a stepping stone that was used to ban abortion. That was always the plan. So whether or not you want to believe it, them taking away teenagers' ability to access contraceptives without parents' permission is a stepping stone in banning birth control. This is a big deal. This is an alarm bell. And if you're worried about it, you should be. I'm going to make a follow-up video outlining exactly what it says in this ruling and whether or not it's confined to Texas or the entire United States. But that being said, this is still relevant to everyone because the attacks are coming, and you need to know that. You need to vote for people who want to codify the ability to access birth control.